Oh,
Is that me, are you?
I think that's me. Either way, it's the first one.
Yeah.
So guys, Steve, if you're looking at Kaylee and going, that doesn't look like Steve. It's Steve. Bab, Steve, Bab, and Kaylee.
Oh.
Hopefully next week there'll be a few more on. So what I'll do is, obviously, you can interrupt me at any point if you've got any questions of the week, anything else you wanted to know, you want me to go into any more detail, but I'll kind of run a topic each week. And hopefully you'll get a little bit more out of it. And if you're not doing anything on a Friday, I know that TV is shit nowadays. So what more do you want than to look at my little bunhead for half an hour? You know what I mean? People pay good money for this. So, has anybody got any questions on the offset? Anything you've struggled with this week in particular? I know Steve and Kaylee, you've already checked in this week, so you've had a nice positive week this week. You've just about recovered from the night out, yeah?
Yeah, just about.
Steve's only just recovered from the night out. Oh, it was actually Bab's birthday, wasn't it, on the night out that we went? So she couldn't come.
Yeah.
That's the only valid excuse that you had.
Yeah.
If it wasn't your birthday, we would have dragged you out.
I already had plans, so yeah, next time.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've been keeping up with social media, if you follow me on social media, but this week I've been running a theme of secrets to success. Has anybody picked up on that?
Yeah, I've seen some.
Yeah, Steve knows because he was on there. He was one of the stars of the show. Ready, Steve?
Yeah, I was bad.
Yeah. So I actually did ask you the question, didn't you? I wasn't just chatting shit. I wasn't just making it up. I asked a few clients what they saw as the one thing, if they had to pick one thing, what they saw as their #secret of success. And luckily there was quite a few different ones because I didn't want it just to be the same for each person. And you'll all find your own different secrets to success, but I'm going to post tomorrow and you'll probably already know that my secret to success is that there is no secret. Yeah, it's going to be a combination of all of the different factors, but there'll be like a turning point for each of you. What are you watching, Steve? You watching something without me? It's multitasking, isn't he?
Looking
You're
what
watching Netflix at the same time. I was hoping that Jacko would turn up and I wouldn't even have to say a word for an hour because he would have just gone on with his motivational speech. We should get him to tune in while he's at work. But to be fair, Jacko has lost, what is it, 17 stone. So obviously there's a few secrets to success with Jacko's story for sure. So what I was going to do, you don't have to have pen and paper at the ready because it was just going to be like a little bit less formal, this more of a chat. But you can have a think in your head while I'm saying these things, or you can physically write it down, whatever you want to do, because it might be something that you want to come to later. And what I was going to do is go through the different secrets. Oh, Dion's here, fashionably late. Let's get him.
Because I've got a memory.
Write them down. Write them down. She's here now. Get your camera on, Dion.
That is orange juice, by the way.
No, it's not.
It's not vodka. It's
Good, that makes a change, doesn't it, Steve? He's all vodka'd out from last week. Hello, hon.
Hi, I've just had a bath.
You're not in for a run now.
No.
Honestly, like washing hair. How much of a task is it, ladies, when you like train all the time, like washing your hair?
Once a week.
Once a week. Me too. Like this is me like authentic 90% of the time. Like other than that, if I wash my hair, I am taking a selfie and I am posting it on Instagram. Hopefully you've not got a coffee, Dion, because I named it the complete opposite thing of what it should be, and shouldn't be drinking coffee at 7 p.m.
I don't drink coffee anyway.
Oh, good girl. I've only got a tea.
Coffee's fine.
So he was just saying that there's going to be like a bit of a subject to go through each week, because I don't want me just sat here and people are just chilling, watching telly at the same time. But if there's any questions that you've got, any struggles, anything you want to discuss between you, also it's probably just a good thing to put faces to names, and like if you see each other in the gym, if you've not already met before, and it'll be a good idea to keep running these. And then sometimes we might be able to meet up in person, etc. Steve, like I was saying, has only just recovered from the night out. Dion's only just recovered from Reminisce Festival. She don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's been in the shed.
But it's that weird time now, isn't it, leading up to like the festive period where not a lot of things happen. So I think just setting our intentions now to be as productive as possible, because let's be honest, once the festivities start, none of us are going to be 100% to plan, nor would I want that to happen, because obviously we have a life and we have families and stuff. So yeah, let's just be as productive as we can now. And I know that some of you have had really good check-ins. Dion, you've not checked in yet. Like, oh, wish I never joined
I'm
this
doing
chat.
my hair for you, guys.
It's what?
I'm doing my hair for you.
All right, is that what you're doing? No need, hon, no need. Have you seen Reggie though? Barb's got a mini bulldog, little puppy. Oh,
Oh.
dead cute. Frank's just like snoring away in the background.
Whatever it is, we're not having one.
Yeah,
Like goggle boxes at one.
it is. Yeah, you know what? We could be famous one day, so I might start doing my hair just for this.
Could call it Sam.
Yeah, what I was going to go through then is secrets to success. And that's been the theme this week. So there might be some things that I go through which flag up with yourself where it's like, okay, I'm all right with that. Or other aspects where it's like, you know what, that could be the missing piece of the puzzle for me. And at the end of the day, there's always going to be aspects that all of us need to work on, including me, including Chloe. There's always a sliding scale, but there might be some simple fixes or things that I go through where you're like, shit, yeah, could probably do with working on that. And then if there is anything that flags up, then obviously we can go into it in more detail. But I didn't want it to be too formal. I'm not a teacher at the end of the day. I've only come for a chat because I'm lonely and I don't get out a lot. I just wanted to see you all.
You don't have any friends now.
I don't get out much. I don't do much personal training anymore, so I need to have a social life. Sorry about that. You're getting roped into it. So if you have been keeping up with my socials this week, I have been doing daily themes, and I did ask the people involved the question. I weren't just bullshitting. The first person that I asked was Laura Jackson. Call her Laura Jackson, she's pretty much Laura Jackson, which is Jacko's wife-to-be, soon wife-to-be. And she went through a transformation. She's still a client of mine. She's still on a journey. She's got a new goal now. And her secret was having a solid reason why, and not just having a reason that is related to body composition. Like, it has to be, in my opinion, multifaceted, because just wanting a six-pack or just wanting in a massive arse, when your mates are mithering you to go out, or your partner's mithering you, or you've got a bottle of wine in the kitchen, sometimes isn't going to be enough or a big enough reason for you to stay on track. And at the end of the day, we all know that the main reason you're going to change is being consistent and adherent, isn't it? Because we can all be on it in the week, and then if the weekend comes and everything goes out the window because our goals didn't mean enough, then that's an easy fix, isn't it? So I've kind of been having this combo with quite a few clients recently, and I have it with myself all the time. Like, yeah, I talk to myself. So what I want you to do when we're going through the points, this is why I asked you to get a pen or write it down or just think in your own head, is score yourself 1 to 5 1 being I don't even know what my goal is, and 5 being I have a multifaceted goal. I anchor it down to not just wanting to look good, but the reasons why, how it's going to feel when I get there, how it's going to benefit me, my family, the people around me, and you remind yourself of it a lot. So just score yourself 1 to 5. You don't have to tell the group, it's just for your own benefit. Yeah?
5.
5. 5 straight up. Right, you can go away next day. You don't need you anymore. Don't need to be coached. No, I don't think the clue is that nobody really should be at a 5, because there's always room for improvement. So if you're solid on it, if you know why, if it's multifaceted, it's not just body composition for the sake of it, then really you should be at a 4. And our aim is to get up to a 4 for sure, because that's going to build a foundation to work from. If you don't know the reason why you're doing something, what chance have you got sticking to the plan that's going to get us there? So that was that bit. Any questions on goals, goal setting? Anybody struggle to know their reasons why they're doing something? Has anybody's goals changed over the course of coaching or the course of your fitness journey?
Oh, yeah.
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 Because in the simplest terms, obviously yours, Steve, was your goal changed from wanting to lose body fat, obviously, if you don't mind me sharing, to now being in a muscle gaining phase. But yours was anchored down by the facts, which obviously you was open to sharing anyway, that you weren't in the healthiest states, were you?
No.
So,
Like,
yeah. And you've got a family as well. And obviously now you're a power couple, so you've got a reason to stay on it. Otherwise, Kaylee's going to get pissed off. What other reason do you need other than that? Yeah. So yeah, that was the first one. So I wanted to put that in first, because obviously if we don't have a solid foundation, then what in hell's chance have we got of achieving it? Number 2, which was Lisa. I don't know if anybody's seen Lisa or met Lisa's transformation. Oh, he's here, the gorilla.
oh, here we go.
I won't get a word in edgeways now. Let's get the gorilla on.
Maybe on golf course or something. He's on bog.
Oh, he's here now. He's multitasking. Hey. Fashionably late as always. Like to make an entrance, don't you?
I know, yeah. I had to drop in and just say hello. So
Yeah.
it's
I
been one of them days.
can take a back seat now and just let you take over, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Need like an entrance music for Jacko. So Jacko, you've met everyone, I think, except Barb. Barb is fairly new to SME. She's going to be working with me on a one-to-one basis in the gym, so you probably see her at some point. She's actually before you on a Monday, so you'll see Barb on Monday.
So she's taking over from that.
No, Nat's moved. Nat's kindly moved. Yeah.
People think that SME is just a once weekly thing and then you do your checking, but it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Hey. And stay as well.
I know. To be honest, if anybody's looking for a new washing machine, don't buy Hot Point. 6 weeks without a washing machine, so I'm down to my SME clothes for walking around in. So
you mean it wasn't your first choice of clothing?
No, I was all out of Strength Factory, Strength Asylum, sponsored t-shirts. So yeah, being a sponsored athlete, I can't wear the t-shirts because they stink of sweat.
You mean it's because you've come so far in your journey, it's the only thing that fits?
To be honest, yeah. It's like shoulders, yeah, a bit more room. Yeah.
Fit another one in there.
Hey, don't be saying that, I ain't getting pregnant. How's Claire anyway? I'm not seeing you for ages.
She's all right.
I can barely see her now. Her camera's like on a Nokia 30p10.
I know, yeah.
It's on my laptop, this.
She's recording off the spud.
Oh, how is everybody?
Yeah, good. Well, we was just in the floor then. I got everyone to get a pen and paper ready. You might want to join in.
Pen and paper? What
Yeah.
for?
So I was going through the secrets to success. So obviously you know a
Simple.
lot about this.
It's simple. It really is simple. You've got to want it. If you don't want it, don't even bother start trying. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste your own. Now, for me, I said I was going to do it a lot of times. And the reason why I did do it is because I'd had enough. And looking in the mirror and being disgusted with yourself is one thing. But actually then turning that disgust into a passion and a drive to become better is something that you can't buy. That's something you don't get out of a supplement jar. That's something you don't buy from Tesco or Asda. You've got to hit a place where you've got to be able to want to be more and to achieve more.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of people messaging me, oh, can you do me? I'm short of motivation. This, I don't know. And I just send them the same message. If people have got children, look at them children and be their superhero. If you're not a superhero to your children, who else is going to be? They're going to look elsewhere. They're going to look for people who are false superheroes. And I don't want my child following anybody else's footsteps apart from my own until he gets to a point in his life where he can be himself and knows that he's got the best guidance in life, the best route to success. Now,
And if you've not got children, your doggos superhero.
Exactly. Yeah. A very expensive child, should we say, Sam?
To be fair, though, that ties nicely into the first point that I was making, having a solid reason why. Like, your why can't just be based around wanting to look better. There has to be emotional anchors there. And usually the people that come unstuck or don't stick to something is because they've just got a goal of purely focusing on the aesthetics. Even for people who don't have that motivation of having children, it's always better to look deeper. So what else are you going to get out of the process? Are we focusing on performance goals? Is there something there other than just what we look like? Because we are more than what we look like. Yeah. So what I was going to get people to do, Carl, is score where they see themselves, what their goal, if their goal means enough to them. So I was scoring people 1 to 5, and I think out of the group, probably yours would be a 5, because if you want to give a bit of an overview of your transformation, just for the people that might not know, just in like 30 seconds, like how far you've come.
So from clinically obese at 35 stone 9, now I think the last time I jumped on the scales was midweek, was about 17 stone 2. Not only have I gained a lot of friends, not only have I gained a new life, not only have I gained happiness, which again you can't buy, that comes from within. And God to think where I would have been 3 years ago if I'd have tried doing what I'm doing, especially this week in the run-up to becoming a husband for the first time, and the last time, I hope, because I ain't going through this again. It's safe to say this has probably been the most scariest part of my life. Other things don't bother me. I can walk up a mountain on my own, pitch black, doesn't bother me. I can swim with sharks, doesn't bother me, because I know one day that I'm not going to be here. I can live with that. But you've got to be able to keep working and pushing forward to become better. And I have found that drive. And one of the big things that I'll say above anything else, and I always sing your praises, it's not only you, but seeing what Claire's done, seeing what Vanessa's done, changing physiques from what you was and the many evolutions that you go through, and finding your niche empowers your clients and also empowers the people that look at you without you knowing. And I've done that recently. I've had people come to me for inspiration, and it's overwhelming sometimes because you didn't realise you had that effect. But we are, as human beings, a guiding light for other people to become better and to become more.
Hey, I feel that deserves a round of applause. Carl's SME's motivational speaker, ladies and gentlemen. Well, but to be fair, your journey, Carl, has been inspirational for a lot of people. There are people now who are with SME who followed your journey, and obviously you're inspiring other people. So for you guys as well, like one of the other things, like Steve as well, Steve's now had people who have asked him, like, how have you done it? How have you gone about it? Like your journey later down the line, and inspire other people as well, which is always a nice, rewarding feeling. So score your goal 1 to 5. I don't want to spend too much time because I don't want to take all of your Friday nights. Education. So Lisa had one of her, well, the biggest thing for her was education, like knowing exactly what to do, the reasoning behind, not aimlessly following a plan. So all I want you to do is 1 to 5, score the knowledge that you have. Now, again, it shouldn't be a 5 out of 5 because otherwise you won't be learning anything off us. And it doesn't even matter if you're at a 1 because it's just areas that we can focus on. So out of 1 to 5, just score yourself where you see your knowledge in terms of nutrition, training, what's going to take you towards your goal. And maybe if you feel a little bit clouded on what kind of path you need to be following right now, like the things that you should be believing in, or maybe some of the myths or things that you might still think are true. So 1 to 5 on that. Number 3, which was Steve. He did say a couple of things, but we got out of it. We just had to pick one, which was the accountability factor and the feedback that you're getting. Now, obviously, you can't really score this one just on accountability, but what I've done is I've put some subsections on that. So do you do your weekly check-ins and is it on time? That's a massive part of the accountability process. Are you completely transparent on your check-ins? Do you communicate well with your coach? Yeah. And the accuracy of your login. So with your MyFitnessPal, with your training, are you doing stuff that you need to get to your goals, your bread and butter? So be super honest with yourself. Obviously, you shouldn't, again, be a 5 unless you're a robot. We are human beings at the end of the day. There's always going to be room for error. And then the one that I've posted on today, which is forming habits. So Alicia, you might not have seen this one because I've only put it on about an hour ago. So Alicia's top secret, say secret because it's not a so secret, especially with us guys, is forming new habits. So how we go about doing that. So how organized are you? What's your structure look like? Do you tick the boxes day to day? How do you go about forming those habits? Do you have some days where the adherence could be better? Do you tick the basics? So everybody's basics will be different. Some people will have step counts to do. Some people will have journaling as part of their basics. Some people will have, they have to train 4 times a week. So those daily habit changes, or do you slip into bad habits that weren't positive towards your goals? Do you start comparing yourself on social media? Do you start slipping back into drinking every now and again, or drinking more than you should? So just rate yourself 1 to 5. So there's 4 areas there, and then obviously I'll be coming on to tomorrow the fact that there isn't one thing that goes into this. It is going to be a combination of all of them, and we don't have to be amazing at everything to get to our goals. We just have to be at least a number 3 on most of those things. So if you're looking at your check sheet now and there's some 1s and 2s, then it's just going to be a case of us focusing a little bit more on those things. And luckily, everyone in this group is my clients. So that's good, isn't it? You all wanted to see my face. I can't hear you.
I only came in because you said you were going to get rid of me, so they come.
Don't tell anyone.
Got proof.
No, I definitely just want it to be about us. And if you do get something out of the chat other than looking at my bunhead for half an hour, then it's going to be a win, innit? Next week, I am going to go over the struggles of a muscle gaining phase. So if you are in a muscle gaining phase, even if you're not, if you are looking in the longer term to go into that phase, then that might be one for you to jump in on. Has anyone got any questions about those points, or does anybody want to open up if they are a 1 or 2 in any of those points so we can discuss it? You don't have to, you can message me after if you are. Did anybody start coaching at a 1 or a 2 on those points?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which areas did you start at like a 1 stay?
All of it.
All of them. Well,
Yeah.
that's good, because at least you're not a 1 anymore, right? So you've progressed.
With no disrespect to anybody that I trained with before, I was probably at about a 1.5 or so. And with you now, I'd put myself at maybe 3.5.
Good.
So I've still got a lot to learn that I want to learn. So,
and I think for everybody, it's going to end in 10 minutes, but that's fine anyway. It means that I don't chat shit for too long.
The scary thing is, right, this is how upside down stuff is. At 33, I still didn't know the true meaning of calories. Now, that is a big thing.
Yeah. And I think that's a common theme across a lot of individuals, because there's so much information, especially for free now online. Then it's hard to know what information is 1, true, and 2, isn't just someone trying to sell you something. So hopefully you can all be assured that you know that I don't just chat bullshit. Everything that I tell you to do is going to be for a reason. And it's the actual science behind it that matters, but we deliver it in a way that hopefully doesn't confuse you too much, and you feel in a position that if it does, you can say, "Don't have a fucking clue what you just said there, Sam. Repeat that again in a simpler term." Yeah. So I'm glad that nobody is at a 1 on any of the things. If you are, please tell me, because it's something that we can work on. And if you have noticed areas of that which are slightly lower than others, and all it means is that we give it a little bit more attention. And then it's something that you can review maybe at a point in your journey to come back to, and hopefully you've gone just a notch above. Because if you have got a body composition goal, which I know everybody in this meeting room has, why not? Like, it is a big part of what we do. But coming back to the first point, there should always be an underlying factor, something which means a little bit more to you. Then
I don't know, I'm probably on number 3 on there. I feel like I have arguments with myself weekly over things.
Yeah, about the reasons why.
Yeah, so I'm like, and then you think, people are like, oh, you look good, you're strong, you're this, you're that, and then you're like, no, but I want that. And then I feel like sometimes you're questioning yourself. You know you want something, but then I'm thinking, is there something that bit extra that I think, I feel like I'm having a midlife crisis.
Well, I feel like that every 4 weeks usually around the time of the month. Sorry, Carl and Steve.
Oh,
that is midlife crisis.
Don't worry, I've got 2 women here who I've got to deal with time of the month all the time, and this one has one every day. She's got a what quarter that she's got to hit.
Yeah. No, but the things that I'm talking about, like the secrets to success, like if I was to continue that theme, I'd be there all day, because we know how many variables go into it. And I think like another massive factor is our environment, isn't it? Not just the place we put ourselves, but the people that we surround ourselves with. And I think like probably everybody in this meeting room now has had times where they've been in an environment and it's not been, quote unquote, the most supportive or the right place for you at that moment in time to get you to where you want to be. Because if there's going to be conflict between what you truly want and then the people around you maybe supporting a different version of that or pulling you in a different direction, then there's always going to be conflicts there, especially if you are one of these people that like to not cause conflicts and might not necessarily want to rock the boat. But sometimes that's needed. Why you have to be the one that takes charge, because at the end of the day, it is your goal and it means a lot to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this journey that you're on now. And without sorting out that first foundation of the reasons why, then all the other pieces will be like on a wobbly foundation. And at some point, probably more frequently than others, it'll come unstuck. So I definitely, and I'll speak to you as well, Hon, get your check-in sent off when you've done your hair.
Definitely.
Is I want, even if it's just you all go away today, even if it takes like obviously speaking to me in private and knowing your goal and having at least 2 reasons why you're doing it, underpinning it, making the foundation solid. Yeah.
Can I
You feel
add
so much
something there?
better when you're in a routine and, you know, you're getting everything done and you just feel a million times better just having some routine and consistency in your life.
Yeah, 100%. But having that forming habits and having that structure is only good if the foundation is solid. So it's always going to come back to the goal.
Mm.
Yeah, it was Laura that said that, Carl, actually, because I asked her about her transformation.
Yeah, and I was going to add something there because a massive credit and respect to like Steen Kelly, Donna and Scott, me and Laura, having somebody behind you who supports what you want is truly priceless, in my opinion, because Laura knows that some days I might be angry, so I need to put more food in, but the food doesn't go in. Some days I just don't want to put the food in, but it's got to go in. And she's saying, why eat 2 meals at 10 o'clock? I said, well, I'm going to get them in because I'm not a chance, because I'm at work. She understands that. She knows I'm not overeating for any reason. And seeing couples do so well is, if anything, it just shows that the person who started is doing the right thing, because you're having that knock-on effect for the person who loves you, and they're following in the footsteps to see that happiness and also get happiness for themselves.
I think it's good, but also it's obviously having that awareness that some people aren't in that position. Like some people don't have that supportive partner. And I won't go into detail, obviously, I won't name names, but I have got many clients that don't have necessarily a supporting partner. But like, yeah. I did everything single for years, mate. It's sometimes it's less earache. But there might be, if you don't have a supportive partner, there might be some environments that we're in at the minute that aren't supportive, that we can control. Because if we are in a relationship, obviously there's a lot of other reasons why we're in a relationship other than them just supporting us getting in shape, right? But are we in any other environments that are not supporting that? And if we are in control of that, maybe taking yourself away from that for a little bit, or having some really one-to-one conversations and getting people on board, like, I know you're my mate, but listen, like, this really means a lot to me. And it is true, like, you do find out who your true friends are, because people won't be your friend just based on, this person I'm friends with just because she likes going out on the weekend. Like, people will want to be a friend. If you have got a supportive goal, they'll want to support you as well. So sometimes it is just about having that conversation. And hopefully you guys feel like this environment is a good environment to be in, because this is a supportive environment, right?
Yay.
Yeah. You just got bare face still. You're still on come down, yeah? Aren't you? Nah. We'll have a chat about your goals though. I think like the common theme is making sure that you have a solid goal. Right, there's 2 minutes left, guys. Has anybody got any more questions? Anything they quickly want to discuss?
What are you having for tea?
I'm not hungry, mate. It's weird. I'm not hungry.
Why?
Oh, no.
I'm not hungry all the time. Barb, have you got any questions or anything you wanted to go over?
I've not got any questions. I think it's really interesting that the point about emotional anchors, and I don't want to sound like a complete saddo here, but my emotional anchor is fear of aging, and being alone and looking shit. So for me, it's a bit of a reverse. I need to get myself out. So yeah, it's I've got time to talk about that at the moment, but yeah, that's a tricky one for me because I beat myself up a lot about how I look.
Yeah.
So,
and I think once you go through the journey, I think Kaylee will vouch for this as well. Not on the age thing. Don't take any offence to that, Kaylee, because I wasn't going at it that way. But how your mindset changes going through the process as well. What might have been important to you at the beginning, so shitting yourself because you're getting older might change as you're going through. So don't think that will always be the case. And obviously body composition is going to change, so you'll feel better about that as we go through.
good.
Yeah. But you have the anchor there, like you have got a solid foundation. Right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I have recorded this, so I'm going to whiz it up in the Facebook group. Don't worry, no one could look rougher than this right now. Thanks for joining. Like I said, muscle gain is going to be next week. And yeah, go and enjoy the rest of your nights. If you've got any further questions, put it in the group, hit me up in a DM, and I will speak to you soon. All right.
Much love.
Take care.
Bye.
Come in.